Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Stonehearth with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome back to the island nation of Lathingham. Off camera, I've been a little bit busy doing something I should have done a long time ago, and that's look up the patch notes of what I've missed since the last time I played, before the previous season, which was a very long break indeed, and one of the first things I found, which confirmed something I hoped was true but really didn't think was, roads do increase the speed of your halflings, quite substantially in fact, so I had to redo all of my road segments actually using the road segments rather than the foundations, because I honestly didn't believe it made a difference. I was swapping between the two last time, so I'm fairly certain a lot of people have corrected me on that. I'm really surprised that a lot of people in the comments have seemed to play this game loads, which is really nice to see for an early access game which is being updated constantly. Having people who actually know what they're talking about is a lovely change indeed, so thank you all so much for telling me this, most likely, but I figured it out myself. Of course, this is going to be uploaded in not 3 days, so thanks for this in the past, I should say. That's what I was trying to say there. Anyway, let's reattach the roads here, so that we can actually get to the mine as fast as possible. So the road system's actually really cool, and does show a bit of advanced pathfinding for the halflings. They will try and take the fastest route possible, and if the road is in a good enough place and they detect that going off course a little bit to walk along the road will increase their speed, they will take that, which is really, really cool. If we watch this fellow here, as you can see, desperately trying to stay on the road until he has to come off. In fact, this time he doesn't, but either way, normally he would have taken a more direct path, but because the road was there, they took the road instead. I really love that. I don't know why that makes me so happy to watch, but it just kind of does. It's so neat and tidy and makes everything look so much more precise. Really happy with that. So today, I'm not 100% sure what my main goal is, honestly. We have more chickens, we have wool, we have eggs, we have all the food we could want. We now have 29 people, hopefully getting 30 today, although I do doubt it. The only thing I really need to do now is include some more of our lovely houses around here, and of course, take up some more purpose with the town hall. But I am going to wait until I can actually read comments for that. So for now, the town hall will lie dormant. Oh, not quite enough. The amount of net worth they expect you to have now per day is incredibly high. The more halflings you get, the greater the difference, as you might imagine. So, let's take away that. I didn't finish building that. Derp. Yes, please. I always do that. That's a mistake I need to fix, and I will fix it one day in the distant future. Now, House Try 2 uses the... what I called the... let me just have a quick look what they're actually called. Where are you? I know you're here somewhere. Those things, the leather-bound chests rather than the dressers. So each one of these do have a little bit of extra storage for us, which is very nice indeed. Otherwise, we might have to resort to putting chests on chests, and I've never really been a huge fan of that, honestly. So how far is that one away from the main hall? 1, 2, 3. Do the same here. 1, 2, 3. And that's where that house will go. It's so nice being able to just place them, it must be said. Now, how are we going to do the rest? Are we going to have them just along here? Or we could put them a bit further back and have like a not farming area, a nice planted area there, just like what I'm planning to do there. That might not be a terrible idea. Have 2 there. Or we could have just 1 here, 1 here, then this whole area becomes something else, like a dining thing. Oh, saying that, all of these houses do actually have dining tables. Well, the smaller version of the dining table, which acts in the same way, just for less people. For now, I would like just to have the same house over and over. I don't know why, it just looks so uniform, and I really, really like that. A little bit boring, I will wholeheartedly admit. However, I just like it, so it's what we're going to go with. So what should we do then? Are we going to have it more open plan, or are we going to have them just along here? Because we could probably fit 2 here, and then 1 in this corner here, which would be quite nice. Give a purpose to the corner, but saying that, we could have something more interesting in that corner, so I think we will just make these really uniform. Finish editing, build, yes. We can actually remember building them, that's pretty darn cool. If I have that 3 away, I could maybe fit another. Let's put that there, but not finish editing just yet. Well, would you look at that? We can actually fit one more there. That's actually really good. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. Build, yes, and you finish editing, build, yes, and you there, excellent. Now, I have had a bit of a rampant bug whilst trying to actually fix up this place, and now I realise saying that may sound like I've been ill or something. I've had a rampant bug. Would you like to hear about it? Oh my lord, the undead. Okay, we need to send our army out pretty darn soon before we're attacked by zombies. However, there is a small attack heading towards us already. The attacks are constant. What I was going to say is that because this scaffolding is now officially glitched, I cannot remove the scaffolding without removing all of the fences I've built, all of the walls I've built, so the scaffolding is going to be there forever and will never be fixed. Yay. But ignoring that, people have been climbing up this scaffolding to try to get to here. It's been a little bit curious to say the least. I have no idea how this oak log even ended up here, but occasionally one halfling bugs out, so I've been having to save constantly, so if it happens I can simply revert the save. I do adore this game, but I long for the day where it's a little bit more fixed up. Also, I actually need one more farmer. We are getting a few plants dying and not being harvested before they, well, rot away. They're rotting before they get harvested, which isn't exactly perfect. So we could do with one more farmer, and considering how many workers we have, it's absolutely fine being a little bit inefficient when it comes to the farming element here, because we just have so many workers. It's unbelievable. So soon as the hoe is made, we'll quickly make a new farmer. And earlier, I did mix up the order of that sentence. The farmer and the hoe bit got a little bit mixed up, and it was a very curious sentence that didn't quite end up in a video. Now, what someone did say a while back was what I could do is put the banner to the top of here, so that the gathering point is actually in the town hall, which is a really cool idea. However, I do like it being there, and I am tempted to put it on the top, but I like the fact they're all still out in the open and able to defend the island a little bit easier. But I must say right now, I am really happy with how the island looks. However, I have apparently added the wrong type of road there. Oh, it's the lighter one, isn't it? That's why. Okay, well, we'll just remove it and then quickly add it again. It'll only take a few seconds. If I didn't make mistakes, I wouldn't be Lathingham, and then you'd be watching someone who's actually good at games, and let's face it, where's the fun in that? If you want to find someone who's actually good at the games they play, I suggest looking elsewhere. Are they attacking the undead? Well, I didn't expect that. I mean, I openly admit I didn't know this happened. I know that the wolves attacked these. Oh, so I guess they're all different factions then. The undead, then like the nature elements, because I've never seen them attack the stone golems and such when they've been in the way, and they've been in the way a lot in the past. So that's really quite curious. Right now, I'm actually not using wood to make any metal, because I actually don't need any more armor or anything. Everyone now has the full plate mail, and the little steel short sword, and everything I could possibly want to give them. The only thing I could upgrade now is giving them the two-handed sword, but I don't want to give it them purely because I prefer the look of them holding the short sword like that. I just prefer them looking like that, so going for vanity here over functionality. There's nothing wrong with a bit of vanity occasionally. When you look like me, it doesn't happen very often, I'll tell you that much. Oh, can I just grab it from there? Am I really going to have to do it like this? That's really sad and annoying, and now I've made it all look... Oh, wait, no, I can just put it here. I knew I could do that, guys. I'm sure you all just believed me. Every last one of you, without fail. Wonder how my mine's doing it down here. Oh, it's finished! I mined out a huge section, apparently it's already been finished. That's glorious. However, that was where we were getting... That was where? Is that even a real sentence? That is where I was getting most of the currency for my little village I was smelting down, or simply collecting the ore, because 1 gold is worth 40 coins, or 40 value. That farmer might be in trouble. Oh, that's awesome. Come on. Yes! Go, Stone Golem! Destroy the undead monstrosities! For the Omnisire. See, occasionally I can be rooting for a non-evil team. Oh. That Stone Golem is getting his rock kicked. You can do it! I believe in you! My belief was ill-founded. Now I'm actually... Oh, wow, that's a lot of undead. I'm actually waiting until daytime, because then all of these will simply vanish, and only the ones which spawn when we destroy this will actually attack us. As right now, I'm a little bit nervous we might actually end up losing a person, even with all the armor and all the expert weaponry they are wielding. Don't really want them to die, honestly. Excellent, all going very well. So, we need to figure out what this space is for. Ooh, people were suggesting... I've been relying on comments more in this series than any other series, and I absolutely adore it. There's been so much interactivity in the comments for what I should be doing. It is truly heartwarming. But like I was going to say, a watchtower. A watchtower would be really cool. And that's like the perfect place for it as well, watching over the little area over here, our little pastures. Which like need their own name, because that's adorable. Rather than just Lathingham pastures. I thought you guys vanished after night time. Oh dear. Oh, the necromancer is crying. Oh, did the meanie... Oh, the undead are crying. They have emotion. Oh, that is the cutest undead legion I've ever seen. And I've seen so many undead legions. And I'm so sorry, but I'm going to have to slaughter you for the sake of my innocence. As in the innocent members of the village, of course. However, I will also order you to loot all this. I'm actually currently struggling for getting enough oak logs. Yes, I resisted like 20 different wood jokes then, honestly. And I feel darn proud of myself. And yet, slightly disgusted in a unique, very odd way. The psyche is a very curious thing. So, do I want them to start mining again, or do I want to let them... Okay, first of all, build all this, then we'll start the mining again, because I have special plans for this mine. Now, this is an idea I came up with, because I was desperately trying to think of something I could do as like an end goal, because, well, we're getting close to the end now. How much of this lake can I drain into this mine shaft? It's going to be a huge mine shaft by the end of it. If we can lower the water level by 1 mine length, I will be so proud. Oh, didn't even get to see the slaughter there. Yeah, our footmen are kind of insanely overpowered at this stage. Most of them are level... I think they're all level 4+. I think I have 1 level 6, 2 level 5... No, 2 level 6s. Never mind, they're leveling up constantly, to be honest. There's a lot of fighting. Did that really just drop nothing? Normally it drops the dagger, which is actually worth a small fortune. Well, that's fine. Go and kill, guys. Shame you can't loot these things, the tombstones. Maybe you can. Maybe if you're asking them to loot. No. That's a shame. I would like to add false tombstones, like our citizenship has been aging. Actually, didn't one person die recently and I didn't put down the tombstone? Evidently not. Okay, so that's all the tombstones we have currently. Well, at least that means we've only lost 6 people. It took me a second to count there. I'm not particularly fast at counting, guys. Or reading. Or basic brain functions. I need to be quick at those anyway. Oh, I'm really happy with how the village has turned out right now. So, how are we going to do this tower then? So, tower, watchtower. Yeah, watchtower, that is the word I was looking for there. So, design own, foundation. I'm thinking clay, because to me, like, a watchtower would be almost like brick, but not brick rock, I should say. We're made out of rock and quite old-fashioned, but I don't think it's going to work, and I'm probably going to need to actually use stone, because there isn't very many good-looking pieces of clay. Oh, saying that, we have that. Which is this. No, I just don't like that. And then this I've already seen before, and I don't like that either as much. No, we are going to have to use stone for the actual walls themselves, which is a shame. The foundation we can make out of clay, because we have an excess at the moment, a ridiculous excess of clay. That's a bit too close. Oh, we're fighting, apparently. Anyone tell me where the enemy is? Can't see anyone losing health. In the mines? I haven't seen anything spawn in the mines yet. This is really weird when you go into X-ray because your buildings are actually still there. Oh. It's an invader that's stuck on the wall. I'm very glad at the moment they haven't actually implemented an invader that can break down walls. This has been killing so many enemies by simply forcing them to despawn. It is kind of awesome. And really buggy. But kind of awesome. Didn't mean to let go there, but actually that's a decent size. Okay, so walls, stone. We're looking for that. Okay, floors. And let's make that out of this. It's going to look a bit like a lighthouse, though, if I do this. I'm actually okay with that. I'm actually okay with that. That's curious. How did that happen? There we are. Oopsie-daisy. Must have clicked on it quickly without realising. Column material is currently clay. How do I make that out of wood? That might look better. Column material, wood log. Yeah, that would look better. Okay, so let's just revert everything for a second, and like that. Shame we can't just make the walls increase in size by themselves without having to do anything else. Stone, how about a dark colour instead, something like that. Yeah, that's okay. That still adds a bit of showing where the different floors end without making it really, really obvious. And actually, what we'll do is we'll leave that gap there. And can you actually add ladders before this? No, you can't. Okay, you've got to do it afterwards. Okay, that's fine. Oh wow, look at that. If you leave the gap there beforehand, that's kind of cool, but kind of defeats the purpose of it. Okay, never mind, we're going to completely fill it in. I'm still learning all of this. We'll just sell ore, because honestly we're not using it right now. The only thing I really do need actually is some gold, which I just sold. Okay. And that's only because I would like some vaults, which are the really big storages. Oh my lord, they actually managed to make 100 of those. That's how inactive our masons have been in terms of actually needing stuff from them. Maybe it should be smaller. Maybe it should... Okay, I'm going to just design this thing and I'll be right back. Because I'm not quite sure how I want it to look, so every time I'm trying to design it, I'm thinking, oh, perhaps I should just change this, I should just change that. And it's going to look really peculiar in the end. So for now... Okay, let's not skip for a second, because I've got a bit of an idea. Let's make it a bit thinner, like this. Grr. This episode will simply be called Lathrix Tries to Build a Tower. Note, it won't actually be called that. It's hard to make it look a bit more dynamic though, like, I mean, you can make it increase in size, but making it decrease so it kind of looks more like an old-fashioned watchtower is a little bit difficult. Okay, so then for the roofing, what we could have is the castle roof. Which actually looks okay here. Why does it always oh. Yeah, why is that sloping to one side there? Like, no matter what I do, it keeps doing it. Why is that the case? Well, I'm clearly missing something here. But I don't know what it is. Back to slope. Doesn't matter at all. No matter what I do, it ends up like that, and that's not what I want. And I do want the castle roof on this, but it's got that weird overhang, which I'm not a big fan of. Does this actually do anything? Yes, it does. Okay, now it's kind of floating in midair. Okay, let's see what we can do about this. So that just makes it go up, okay? That's fine. Well, that's weird. We could just put it down. I'm sure someone's screaming that there's a really obvious solution to this, but I can't think of one right now, so I don't know what to do, honestly. We could just have it like that, and call it the OCD Tower. Because a lot of people are going to lose their collective crud over this. But I don't want that. But I really don't want that. I don't want to use the clay roof again. Okay, clearly I'm doing something very curious here. What have I done? Let's find out. Okay, I finally found it. So on the overhang, this is naturally set to 4. Because I didn't set it myself, I didn't quite figure that out. I really thought it was something I'd done with the actual building. But there we are, the top is now actually all nice and square. It's a bit of a boring building. I'll admit it's a bit of a boring building, but at the same time, it's going to work. So we're going to use these windows because they look a little bit like the old-fashioned castle windows for firing arrows out of without getting arrows stuck back in your face, which in general is pretty pleasant. Now I would say we should really go inside and make sure the ladders are there, but honestly speaking, that's not really too much of an issue because there's going to be absolutely no purpose to this. Unless we could make this some kind of barracks and have it so it, well, sorry, armory I should say, so it handles all of the weapons and armor we produce. That's not a bad idea actually, that's actually a pretty cool idea, and then we can have a vault somewhere in the middle. Also, this is going to be a lot of windows, but it's going to be a watchtower, that makes sense. And that is one higher than it should be. But I caught it, so you know, that's the important thing there. Right? Right, guys? Please? I need validation. That's going to be a lot of windows. Well, our carpenter didn't have anything to do anyway. Also, there is currently combat music and no one's dying and no one's running to fight, so I'm assuming it's just someone trapped. Well, an enemy trapped somewhere, unable to fight us. Like that goblin there, for instance. It's very possible that could have been the trigger for the music then. That's where the door's going to go. I think a reinforced door makes sense. However, I can't place it. Is it too big? Oh dear. Take away those two. Apparently it was too big there. That was kind of odd, honestly. 2 doors. Everything in excess. The glorious way of seeing life. Okay, let's do this for a second. Let's actually leave gaps so that we can see what we're doing. Okay, we are going to add stairs eventually. Ladders are what I was trying to say there. Have a gap of 2 there. So that leads from there to there. Next one will be there, so 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm not sure about the roof since we can't currently see it. Ah. Now this is problematic. I have no idea how we're actually meant to get to the roof itself. Unless we have like a balcony which could then attach via ladders. That would work. That would work actually. That would definitely work. Can I really not remove these individually? Am I going to have to go back all the way? Is that really how this is going? This is really how this is going. Well, I'll be back in a second once I've figured out the best way to do this, in my feeble attempts at building a watchtower. It's not quite as neat as I would like, and there's a few things I'm probably going to be altering off camera, but for now, that is our watchtower, and so begin the build. And thankfully, I believe this time, yep, it's all classed as one building, so we won't have as many issues as we had building the town hall. And considering how much spare stone we currently have, this should also be pretty cheap to build. I'm decently happy with it, not entirely convinced of it, but good enough at least for now. And so, there's actually very little space for us to finish off. There's the area over here, which I want to fill with things like the, let's have a quick look, see if I can show you them rather than trying to explain them. Things like the fine park benches and stuff like that, and also some of the bird baths in which we can make. But actually, before I forget, let's put the weaver's sign outside the weaver's hut. Let's put the blank wooden wall sign. Let's put it here for the armory, since we don't really have an armory symbol. The masons, which is you. You're mason, you're potter. Yep, okay. The carpenter, which is you. And the blacksmith, which is you. There's no potter sign? Oh, I'm sorry, Potter. You've been excluded from this. That horrible sight when they suddenly all stop working in unison. There we go. I was really worried there. It seems like they just don't have enough actual roles to play for every person there. So this is going to take a while, but the watchtower will slowly be completed, and my mining efforts now can be continued once more, as I would indeed like a few more workers, honestly. The more workers, the faster everything gets done. And speaking of which, that means we can most likely actually add the farmer I was talking about earlier now. Let's go with you, who is currently sleeping. You, who are currently sleeping in the caverns. Wow, you have some amazing stats. No, you're going to be a soldier, eventually. You can be a farmer. It's unlikely I'll actually need more soldiers, but it does mean I could possibly have some more just staying here. I currently have two groups, the group of 4 and the group of 1. The group of 4 actually gets sent out to battles. The group of 1 simply stays around, and make sure everything's safe around the village, just in case something like that walks in, because they can butcher the innocents very, very easily, but a fully armoured footman does last a significant duration longer, and actually can sometimes win against even the most ferocious of enemies, being level 6. I think he is the level 6, isn't he? You. Party number 2 is made up of Baz, who is indeed... Oh, you're only level 4. I thought you were the level 6. And see, that's why I keep him here for that very reason. So when tiny little attacks come our way, when we're trying to eradicate groups and such, we can just defend the village. And I would like more, honestly, in group 2. Because at some point I'm going to be out attacking, and then something very nasty is going to appear and attack us, and I'm going to have absolutely no defense against it, or at least not enough defense to actually thwart it. Well, I've just looked over at the time, and sadly I am all out of time for today's episode. I've had a load of fun, as always, with Stonehearth, and if you have enjoyed, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Stonehearth is a series you wish to see continued in the future. I really must thank everyone for their support so far and their contributions. It has been absolutely fantastic to have a series which has been so well received. It really does warm my blackened, shriveled heart. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day. Please do take care. Until next time. Goodbye.